Hey everyone, it's Sylveria, and I know it's been a while, or actually I missed a week. It feels like forever for me because it's been a while since I've actually recorded a video. And what was awesome was that before BlizzCon, I made a video, put it out, made another video, and then scheduled it to upload the week of BlizzCon because I figured that the week after I would be back on my normal schedule, but that just didn't happen. But like, yeah. The reason I haven't been able to stream or upload videos is because so much has like gone on lately that it's just like ridiculous. Today is like the first day I've been able to like wake up and just kind of get back on a normal schedule, which honestly I actually meant to take today off as kind of like a relaxed day because it's really the first day I've been able to relax in like weeks. I don't even remember the last time I've been able to relax. But it's funny because even when I relax, it's like I can't. But part of that is because today I'm filming this, it's Tuesday. So I wasn't able to play WoW, which is what I was wanting to do earlier. And because it, you know, it's Tuesday, realms are offline, you know, wasn't able to do that. Our servers are offline. So anyways, totally derailing there. But yeah, so like, before I left for BlizzCon, I had like 4 days of just packing, nothing but packing pretty much. And then BlizzCon, and then after that, immediately moved the next day, and then for like over a week I spent unpacking and organizing stuff. Just a total mess because I, for one, cannot stand like living in just chaos, which, you know, boxes everywhere, stuff everywhere. Just seemed like a tornado came in through here. But yeah, finally I'm settled in, and the best thing about this is that I now have gigabit speed. Like, what? It is so crazy. I actually can't wait to try uploading to YouTube to see how long it takes to upload a video because, oh my gosh. Oh, and streaming is going to be amazing. And also, I miss streaming. I cannot wait to get back into streaming so much. Like, I can't wait. And art and stuff. Like, it's weird. Like, taking a break, so to speak, even though it's like I didn't really want to take a break, but, you know, that's just how life goes sometimes. So yeah, so I want to talk about my BlizzCon because this year it was really good, but for different reasons. Like, it was kind of, it was actually really surprising, actually. So, I guess I'll save some of the good stuff for last. But for one, so I almost missed like the very beginning of opening ceremony. I personally like to go at the main stage and watch the opening ceremony from there. But yeah, I got there right as it was starting, so I ended up like sitting like I guess in the WoW area or WoW arena stage, which looked really awesome, by the way. The updates to all the stages and everything looked amazing. So yeah, I watched it there on screen or whatever. So Battle for Azeroth, the new expansion, sounds awesome. Like, at first I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it yet, but like the more I learned about it and heard like more news and stuff, like with the allied races and stuff, like I'm really excited about like the possibilities there. But speaking of allied races, I was kind of hoping that there would be a new horde race, or like blood elves or like another elf or whatever could be druids, because I personally like because my druid used to be a night elf druid, and then having to change her to horde this expansion and having to choose between Tauren and troll, and I really miss being an elf druid so much. But anyways, but yeah, I'm really excited about the Nightborn. Like, hello, I love them in Legion. I can't wait to play them. And then also like looking at, you know, the Alliance allied races, the Draenei's. Like, what? I love Draenei's. They're awesome. I don't know. I'll probably roll that too. Oh, and also the fact that the realms, like PvP and PvE realms are gonna no longer be a thing is amazing. Because I've been on a PvP realm for like, I guess ever since Wrath, so for a really long time. And not because like, oh, I love world PvP. No, I hate it actually. I'm only on that server because that's where all of my friends play. And I absolutely hate world PvP. It's not my thing. If I wanted a PvP, I would go on a battleground. So this is amazing. I am so excited for this change. In fact, I had a alt character. It was I have like a blood elf paladin or whatever on a PvE server because, hey, if I want to break, a break from, questing on a PvP server, I could just, play on her on a PvE server and not have to worry about, getting ganked or whatnot. Like, I am so excited for that change. I didn't even expect it. Like, what? Because I felt like, I don't know. I felt like that was such like a prominent thing, like that just like ingrained in Warcraft. It's just been around in WoW since the beginning. The only thing they changed, I think, around with servers was the fact of like, oh, you can't, server change from PvE to PvP because they thought it'd be too easy in terms of like leveling up to the max level on a PvE server and then moving, to a PvP server when you're max level. That was like too easy, but you could, move from PvP to PvE or whatever. But then eventually they like lifted that rule, and like I'm just so excited about that. That was like one of the most probably surprising changes that they're making that I'm really excited about, as you can tell. But yeah, what else? Oh, and I guess the major thing about it, so I love the opening cinematic. That was amazing. Like when Sylvanas turns into Banshee form, like, oh my gosh, like it like shook my soul. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I've never, like, oh my gosh, you could just feel it, like what she was feeling in that moment. Like, it was just amazing. And I've, never seen her do that before. And it just, oh my gosh, it was so powerful. And I guess Anduin is kind of like a character that probably just has to like really come into his own and kind of grow on you, because I still kind of look at him as like the little kid in Stormwind Keep. He's just hanging out next to, Onyxia in disguise or whatever. And then we kind of grew up a bit. He kind of seemed kind of goofy or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. He still needs some work, or I guess he just needs some like character development, but who knows? I'm sure that'll change, right? Because, with Varian gone, it's like he's got some big shoes to fill. So I'm actually, very interested in seeing like, where how his character develops eventually. So yeah. And, I think, I feel like this expansion, the whole like, focus around Horde versus Alliance, I feel like this has just been something that like, it's just kind of like, well, yeah, like this needs to happen. Like, how many expansions have we had that where it's like, oh yeah, we need to kind of like band together to like fight this big dude, big bad guy at the end. So it's really kind of cool to see an emphasis now on like the factions, going head to head and going into battle. What else? And then I was really surprised about the vanilla server announcement, which obviously there wasn't a lot of information on that yet, but I don't know, that can go so many ways, and I have like opinions about it, but I don't know, maybe I'll like make a separate video about it. But I don't know, it's interesting. I played in vanilla. Would I play on it? I don't know. I might go as far as like, oh, I want to, see Teldrassil or whatever, or Darnassus, because because the Horde is gonna burn down the tree, and I love that city, and so many feelings about that with the new expansion. But I don't know. I might want to log on there and just kind of, poke around a little bit, just little reminiscent stuff. But I don't think it's something that I'm going to personally play all the time. Like, I've been there, done that. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I would definitely get sick of that, possibly. And I don't know. I've lived it. It's like, oh yeah, hardcore, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, back in my day, you had to like walk all the way into your level 40, and it took forever to get an epic mount or try to get gold, because gold was really difficult to get back then. And like, that was miserable. Like, it was miserable. Like, I don't know if I really want to relive that life, because a lot of grinding or whatever to like, you know, get things, get good loot or whatever. So I don't know. I've already lived it. I don't think I need to relive it again. So that's kind of like what I think about it, just in a nutshell, I guess. So what else? Let's see. And yeah, there really wasn't much for like Diablo. I'm not really a StarCraft or Hearthstone player or Overwatch, so mainly all I was excited about was like all the World of Warcraft stuff. So yeah. Oh, what was really neat too was the little diorama they had of Lordarion. Why can I say these things? I don't know. I'm terrible at pronunciation. But anyways, the little diorama of the battle for Azeroth was so cool, and my character was in there. My little troll druid, she was somewhere in there healing people up. It was great. Like, I wish I could have actually spot my character model, but the way so the section where my character was, the terrain sloped upwards, so like I tried to like, you know, look and see if I could find it, but it just, I don't know. It was hard to see. And plus all of the characters were, you know, one solid color, so it was really hard to kind of like see shapes and whatnot, or the silhouette of the characters. So I don't know, but that looked so awesome in person. Definitely probably one of the coolest things I've ever had on display at BlizzCon. And of course they had the new Sylvana statue, which looked amazing. I actually got the little Sylvana statue that they had. Well, it's not little, it's pretty massive actually. It's pretty big. I have it, which I have it like on display. It's amazing. Even the box, the outside the statue, wait, sorry. The exterior of the box that it came in looked amazing. Like, the box in itself is also a piece of artwork. Like, it looks so awesome. And so at one point I walked past, they had this little sketch group or whatever, which is basically like artists, Blizzard artists, sit down, and then you have Congo or people at the con or whatever who sit down and like sketch alongside them or whatever, and it's just a little like chill thing or whatever. And so out of curiosity, I was like, I wonder if I recognize any of the artists. And you know, all the tables were just like packed. There was like, you know, a lot of people, like all seats were filled basically. And I was like, I don't really see anybody. But then at the very end, I see this guy and this lady, and I was like, wait a second, is that, and also it was just them two, like there wasn't anybody else around them or whatever. And then like I was like, is that who I think it is? And it was Glenn Rane. And I was so excited and then also surprised that like it's like you have like this this Blizzard art legend who's like worked on like World of Warcraft art for like a long time. I don't know if it like Vanilla WoW or like Burning Crusade, but I don't know. A lot of the illustration artwork that they have, he's done a lot of it. And so I was just really surprised to see him by himself over there. And then I was like, okay, I feel really nervous, like, I don't know, whatever. So anyways, went over and I, you know, said hi and then got a picture with him. And then like, I told him about like, so he has like a little Gumroad tutorial for, it's not necessarily like a night elf or anything particular, but it's an elf, but it's like in that style, World of Warcraft style. And, you know, this was something I did like a few years ago. I think I actually talked about it in an old art inspiration video, and I was like, hey, yeah, I definitely recommend this tutorial, you guys should check it out or whatever. Anyway, so I told him about that, and then and so it was, you know, him and his wife, and I talked to them both, and they were both really nice, and I was just like super nervous, and like I felt like such a nerd. But yeah, that was really neat thing, because I mean, I don't know, it's hard to like go to every single panel and signing or whatever, but like I've out of all the BlizzCons, because this was my 7th BlizzCon, I had never seen him on a panel or signing or whatever thing, so I thought it was really neat. So I think the one part I was like, man, I wish I had something he could have like signed, but I didn't have anything with me at the time. But it was really neat, and they both followed me on like my Instagram account. Like, I don't know, it was really cool. Really neat experience. That was just kind of like, oh, let's just, walk over here and see what's happening. It's like, oh my gosh. All right, so I know I said I was going to say the best for last. So here it is. I'm going to talk about the best moments for me at BlizzCon this year and what was so awesome about it. So I want to say every year I've done the portfolio review at BlizzCon, but that's not accurate, because I've been to 7 BlizzCons, so I don't know, maybe the first 3 or 4 I didn't do the portfolio review. It was kind of one of those things where I just like walked past the little booth for portfolio reviews or the career booth or whatever, and was just kind of like, oh man, I really wish I had something for them to review or look at, or like, that's the dream, like, whatever. And then I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna have something done, I have something finished, and then whatever. So I've done these a few times, like a couple times maybe. And this year they did a little bit differently. Whereas before you would walk up to the career booth and you would have one for students and I guess a general Blizzard developer, like whatever line, and then you had artist portfolio review or whatever, and you would just kind of like walk up there. And generally you talk to the recruiters, like, which could have been helpful or not helpful. Like, it just kind of depended. It was almost kind of like you had no idea like who you were actually going to be able to talk to. At least every time I've been, it was always a recruiter. And there was, in previous years, there was this one recruiter who was super helpful. Like, I think she was just like an art recruiter, so she knew a lot about what they look for, and she was able to give me really valuable feedback. And then this year, what happened was you would walk up and then they would, ask you like what kind of art you do, and then they would pair you up with another artist who was an expert in that, or who was already doing, X thing or whatever, which was amazing because, I don't know, it was really valuable. So, and I went a couple times because they had like a session like in the morning, early afternoon, and then they had another one, like end of the day, and both groups were different people. So, I guess it's good to kind of get like feedback from multiple people to kind of see if like multiple people are saying the same thing, that kind of thing. So the first portfolio review I went in the morning one, and I got in line, and the lady asked me like, what kind of art do you do? And I said environment art, prop art, that's what I do, 3D art. So then she paired me with a senior artist on the World of Warcraft team, and which was perfect, right? It's just like, this couldn't have like been matched up any more perfect or whatever. And like, I follow him on Twitter, he follows me on Twitter. Like, I don't know, it was just great. I was just like, man, this is awesome. So anyways, I, show him my work on my iPad, and he's giving me like really good feedback, like really valuable, information. And then also, he's also saying a lot of like positive things. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, I'm not used to, it's like I couldn't like believe what he was saying almost, because it was so positive. And then because I guess Purpose was saying that I'm used to being at a point where like I'm like the goal, right? The goal of where I want to be and what I want to do. I always feel like in order to like reach that kind of, skill, I feel like I always I have like a huge gap in between where I'm at now and where I need to be, and that like it's way far off. So the positive feedback that I was getting, it was almost just kind of like I couldn't believe what I was hearing almost. And then at the end, like, you know, after I showed him everything, and then he like grabs an iPad and he like brings it over and he's like, hey, you know, put in your information. And then my mind's just like, oh my, like, what is happening right now? Is this really happening? And then he like brings over the recruiter, and then the recruiter's talking to me, and then they're both giving me their business cards, and like, and the funny thing is like, it's like, oh yeah, you know, put in your ArtStation link. In my mind, I was like, I can't even, like, it was so hard for me to process what was going on that I was like, ArtStation, what is my link? I don't know. Like, I couldn't even remember what my stupid ArtStation link was. So I was like, oh, I'll just put in my portfolio review instead, or my portfolio link. So I'm like entering my information, and then, cause for me, like, I tend to like to, you know, double, triple check to make sure that like I, you know, write things down correctly, or, you know, make sure all the information is correct, because how awful would that be if I had a typo or whatever, and it like, you know, they try to reach out to me and it was just wrong, and then, you know, there goes my chance out the window because I didn't double check. And so I was like scrolling the screen, and then like I accidentally hit submit, and then it was gone. I was just like, oh no, like, oh my gosh, and it was awful. And I was just like, and they're like, oh, is it okay? I'm like, and I was like, oh, I think I actually hit submit before I meant to. And they're like, oh, well, I only need partial information. I'll be able to figure out where it is. And in my mind, I'm just like, I still can't believe this is happening right now. Like, how is this possible? Like, it just all like happened so fast, and my mind was just like, what is happening? That like, I don't even know, like, if I like, you know, I was like, did I even thank him? Did I shake his hand? Did I introduce myself? Did I, you know, I don't know. It was just like, it was crazy. And then afterwards, I went to the Warcraft What's Next panel, and I sat down, which obviously I was really excited about the new expansion, and like, I wanted to hear about the new information, and I couldn't even concentrate on the panel. I couldn't, like, it just like everything that was happening was just like going over my head, because I was just like, my mind was just racing about what just happened. I was just like, doing a portfolio review and having them like wanting your information is like best case scenario. Like, I was completely shocked. Now at the same time, I'm like, well, you know, so I had applied before, but like, you know, I think I did with the portfolio I had. I don't know. Anyways, but I got denied before, so I was just like, you know, I know it's probably not going to go anywhere, but like, I didn't realize, like, I don't know, it was just crazy, because I was like, I didn't realize just how close I was. And then, so later that day, I went to another one, and so I got paired up with another Blizzard artist, and he loved hand-painted stuff, so it was great. And it was interesting because, like, he took his time, like, talking to me, and like, he gave really great feedback. And I was really like also blown away with what he was saying. He was like, no, I really love your work. Like, he was like, he was like, no BS. I really love your work. I think he said something. He said something like that. He was just like, no BS. I love your work, you know? And then just like, whoa, what? Like, I don't know, like the whole thing, like, it sounds like, you know, I mean, I do have so much to improve, and and afterwards, like, I like, like, got on my phone and I started like typing out everything they were saying, like, in terms of feedback, that ways that I can improve my work. It's just like, it's just crazy. It's just like, wow, like, I'm actually like, I mean, I still have, you know, some way to go, but it's like, I know where I stand now. Like, it doesn't feel like a dream that's just like way out there, and it's just like, oh, that's never going to happen. It's like, now it actually feels like it's tangible. Like, it could happen if I'd keep, you know, working at it and take their advice and feedback and apply it to my work. Like, it's just crazy. I'm still like just thinking about it, I'm like, what? Did that really happen? I don't know. And then I got to I got to meet my mentor, Jeff. I'd worked through a mentorship with him a couple years ago, and so that was really awesome, finally getting to meet him. And yeah, it was great. Like, that alone, like, those interactions alone were just like, okay, so many feelings right now. I can't, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? That alone just made my BlizzCon, because it just really, really blew me away. And yeah, I can't believe it, because it's one thing like when you get like compliments or people like your work, but it's another thing when like the artists who are doing the thing you want to do, or the company that you want to work for, are saying that they like your work and they're being genuine about it, and it's not just like, oh hey, that's nice. No, it's like real. They really liked it. Like, it was such a great experience. I think at one point it was just like during the like the rest of the day, while I was at BlizzCon, there'd be moments where I would just be thinking about it, and then I'm just like, wait, keep yourself together, Leanne. Don't cry. Don't cry. I don't know. It was crazy. So, man. But yeah, it's just, I feel like it's just like one of those things where it's like, I don't know, maybe a year or two or something, maybe something will finally happen. I don't know. It's just crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. And also, it's like thinking about, it's like, man, now I wish I wasn't so scared to like show my stuff when it was like really bad. When I was going through that like first year of like really trying to improve my art skills. But yeah, so it's just crazy. Anyways, I am so excited about getting back to my art streams and whatnot. Like, I can't wait. And I feel like this vlog is going to be really long, but I had so much to talk about. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and for watching all the way to the end, like the good stuff. I don't know, but yeah, I really appreciate everyone's support, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to like my video, hit the little bell button so you get notified when my videos go live, and leave comments. Like, all these things are really helpful to help support my channel. So thanks. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.